What do you really remember during your school times? Let us say in the morning, during the day, what outstands everything that you experienced as a primary school student, or let me say high school? What is that one thing that stands out that you can never forget? Hello, my people. Welcome once again to my YouTube channel. And this is Brian at AG254, where we talk about money, side hustles, and maybe surviving in Kenya's economy without losing your mind. Sounds interesting. Yeah, I borrowed that from my last episode, if you've not watched it, about living large on less. Yes. So today, very nice. We're going to talk about something that is really affecting many of us, and it's quite a topic. Yes, and stay tuned at AG254 for this episode. And if you've not watched my other episodes, please do so. That by watching them, you help me spread the news, and maybe let me say the stories, news, and inspirations to many Kenyans outside there. So, as we start today, we're going to talk about mobile loans in Kenya. And by that, I'm going to start with a question. Do you think mobile loans in Kenya are traps or a lifeline? Okay, share with me in the comment section. But that's the topic we are dwelling on today. I won't mention any because the list is endless, but allow me not to mention any of them. And something to add on it is very funny that the list is longer than Nairobi traffic jam at night, because the list is endless, in other words. And the big question is, are these loans lifeline, or are they trap waiting to swallow as whole? Grab your tea, your kahawa, maybe even the mandazi, because this one, we are going deep. Yeah, let's rewind a bit before mobile money. If you needed a quick loan, what did you do? You went to the bank, right? But banks in Kenya, let's be honest, to get a loan, what do you need? You need guarantors, collateral, even statements, and you realize that banks are not for ordinary hustlers. Yes. So when the mobile money landed, I won't mention them again, but boom, it was like financial freedom in your pocket. No queues, no forms, just clicks, and money lands right into your M-Pesa. Tick, tick. You've received 3,000 from pay by base. Yeah. That's how the message always comes. And when you receive money, okay, money message cures a lot of things. So the experience is always very nice, and it's unimaginable. You can't compare it to anything. That is the M-Pesa message. Wow. And it exploded. Today, millions of Kenyans depend on mobile loans daily. In fact, a study showed that more than 50% of digital borrowers are under 35 years old. Young people are literally running their lives and hustles on these apps. You know, you must have met, if not one, but then two apps. So when I talk about these apps, you can relate. Yeah, they are very relatable. Why? Because life in Kenya is expensive. If your salary is 20K and your rent is 8K, by the 15th of the month, that is half the month, you are already struggling. A loan feels like a lifeline. Let's be fair here. Mobile loans have saved lives, yes. Imagine this. Your child suddenly gets sick, you have no cash, then boom, Fuliza does the magic and you pay for the hospital bill. You're a mama mboga, you see fresh tomatoes at the market, but you don't have float. You quickly grab a loan, and by evening, you've made profit. Or maybe you're stuck in town at 10 p.m., fare is gone, and just becomes your guardian angel. I think we've started on a very nice note stating the facts about the importance of these loans or of these apps, these loan sites, which are in a way lifeline side of mobile loans. They are instant, accessible, and sometimes, honestly, they are a blessing. I've even seen some people using them as startup capital. Buy mitumba clothes, buy chapati flour, flip it, and repay in a week. For those disciplined ones, it actually works. And another benefit, some apps help you build a credit score. Pay back on time and they give you bigger limits. One day you're borrowing 500, next day you're borrowing 50K. That's power, right? Yeah, that's power. But here is where it gets tricky. These same loans that feels like a blessing can easily become chains around your neck. First, the interest rates. Some apps charge up to 20% interest per month. That means if you took 1,000 shillings, you could be paying 1,200 in just 30 days. Imagine doing that month after month. Second, the debt cycle. You borrow from Tala to pay for Fuliza'd. Second, the debt cycle. You borrow from this app to pay the other app. By the end, you're juggling apps like a circus act, but your debt never goes down. Third, CRB blacklisting, and they are very swift at this. Do you know how many young Kenyans have been listed for failing to pay back even as little as 500 shillings? Thousands, if you didn't know. And once you're listed, forget about bank loans. Forget about financial growth. You're stuck. And finally, the addiction factor. Some people borrow for lunch, for drinks, for airtime. Even I heard of people learning to buy data bundles so they can stay on TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp. That's when you know things have gone too far. So, what's the way forward? How do you use these loans without being trapped? Here are my golden rules. First, borrow for emergencies only. If it's not a life or death situation or making you money, think twice. If you can do without that, then don't take it unless it's an emergency. Two, use it for income, not expenses. Borrow to restock your hustle, not to buy chips. Always pay back on time. That is the third one. Delays increase interest and you'll never escape. Don't stack loans. If you're using 5 different apps, that's already a red flag. Build an emergency fund. That is the fifth. Even saving 50 bob a day can reduce your reliance. And also don't forget alternatives. Chamas, circles. I think I should do a video on the chamas and circles because it plays a very big role in most of our money lives. So don't forget alternatives like chamas, circles, saving groups. They might not be instant, but they don't drown your interest. For me, I would say mobile loans are like fire. Fire cooks your food, keeps you warm, but it can also burn your house down. The difference is in how you handle it. I'll be real with you. I've borrowed before. I've been tempted to take loans from other apps for silly reasons like nyamachoma with friends. But the moment you start normalizing debt for luxuries, that's when you get trapped. So my take, mobile loans are not evil, they are tools. The real trap isn't the loan, it's your habits. If you control yourself, you're a lifeline. If you don't, they'll control you. So trap or lifeline, I want to hear from you. Have mobile loans saved you in a tough situation, or have they put you in a financial hole? Share your story with me on the comment section, and maybe we'll feature it in the next episode. And remember, money is emotional. The goal is not just to survive, but to thrive. Don't let debt become your lifestyle. Until next time, thank you. Stay tuned.